Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're all having a good afternoon. Welcome White Soul, hey Spartan Joey, and everybody else who's currently here. Alright fellas, I am bringing out a build that I have not used. I honestly can't remember the last time I used this build. I did not touch it a single time last season. And that is because everybody says that it's garbage and it's not worth using, albeit myself included. So let me give you the idea behind this build. So as most of you know, usually for fighter, I go for Flanged Mace. I go for Morningstar over Flanged Mace. The reason for this is that I think it is a more consistent weapon. The attack pattern feels better, and the reach is better as well. However, one of the downsides of using Morningstar over Flanged Mace is you do have to use Weapon Mastery, because Morningstar is a Cleric Druid weapon, whereas Flanged Mace is a fighter weapon. And, well, that's, like, basically it. That's the only downside. So the real question is, do you use Weapon Mastery just to run the Morningstar? And my answer for that, pretty much for as far as I can remember, has always been yes, and that is because the Morningstar is so strong. However, I was kind of thinking about it, and I thought, okay, so what if instead of running Morningstar Stiletto for the armor pen, or Morningstar Short Sword, what if I run Flanged Mace, which does have 5 extra movement speed? It's minus 20 instead of minus 25. Then we run Short Sword Secondary, which is also a fighter weapon, so we're going to benefit from Sword Mastery. And then we throw Combo Attack on since we're swinging at such a fast pace. So basically this build, instead of having Weapon Mastery, we have Combo Attack. So the real question is, can the Flanged Mace compete with the Morningstar if the Flanged Mace has an extra perk? Because that's basically what we're doing here. Flanged Mace gets Combo Attack, so you get the extra 10-20% damage stacks, versus Morningstar, which is a generally better slash, more usable weapon. And I don't know the answer to this, which is why I am going to do it today. So we'll see how this goes. To be honest, I kind of hope this works, because it would be kind of cool. I think Flanged Mace has been off meta for a really long time. It is worth noting, instead of Combo Attack, you could also consider Defense Mastery as well. So you could try to go for like a really high armor rating build. But I think Combo Attack is probably better. The extra 10-20% fizz damage is pretty good. It works on Slayer, so you can see it working on Plate Dual Wield. Well, that's another decent point. So you could consider Slayer Fighter for this build. So the only real difference is instead of running Combo Attack, you would run Slayer. So you get 5 extra damage, which is definitely better than Combo Attack. However, then you don't get Plate. So I feel like Plate ends up being kind of like Slayer Fighter versus Plate. I feel like the Slayer Fighter can kind of struggle a little bit unless you're stacking decent armor pen. It's kind of up for debate, really. But I'm gonna choose to go for the Plate variant instead. We'll see. Maybe I'll try the Slayer variant as well. But Slayer doesn't get Hound Skull, and Hound Skull is one of the best helmets in the game. That, like, truly is a really big deal. So we'll kind of just wait and see how it goes. Hey, Zell, welcome back to Flanged Mace Short Sword Dual Wield. Yeah, Zell. Flanged Mace is so off meta slash not even considered to be used by most players, at least most of like the veterans, that I thought it would make a good stream to see if I can make it work. Viking Sword, I made Viking Sword work last season, but it doesn't have any armor pen, which is the problem. If Viking Sword had armor pen, I feel like I might be able to make it work better. Hey, Chief. Welcome, welcome. What's the new build? So we are substituting our Morningstar Stiletto build, and we're going to be running Flanged Mace Short Sword instead. And instead of running Weapon Mastery, because we don't need Weapon Mastery anymore, because these are both native to Fighter, it actually gives us a whole new perk, like a 4th perk slot, that's usually dedicated to having to use Weapon Mastery. So I'm hoping that combo attack is strong enough that it makes up for the lack of Morningstar. That's like the entire hope of the build. No idea if it's going to work out or not. This is very, very questionable. We'll see though. Lacking a good moveset. Well, that's the problem. That's the reason people don't really use the Flanged Mace, because the moveset is god-awful. That's why you use Morningstar, because it's a better weapon. But, again, Flanged Mace does not have to, you know, like, a Flanged Mace doesn't require Weapon Mastery, so that's, like, really the big part of the build. Here's the thing, if Morningstar was Fighter native, this build as a whole would have no reason to exist, because then you could run Morningstar Short Sword with no Weapon Mastery and gain more benefits from that. However, it's not Fighter native, so it doesn't really matter, pretty much. So the entire point of this build is basically trying to make Fighter work without Weapon Mastery in a dual wield setting. And I think Flanged Mace is probably one of the better options for one-hander, even though it's not great, because it does still have that 15 armor pen. I also considered, rather than utilizing the Flanged Mace as my primary weapon, using the Short Sword. But I'm not sure if the Short Sword is a better or worse weapon than Flanged Mace. It does do, what, 10 less damage, which is quite a lot. But maybe the attack pattern is good enough that it makes up for it. That's, like, kind of questionable, and I don't know the answer to that either. I haven't really considered using the Short Sword as the primary weapon, but we could try that. Do you think I'll ever bring back cross-classing? You mean multi-classing? I doubt it. I'd be surprised. Hey, Maxwell. We literally just went live, like, I don't even know, a few minutes ago. So, I haven't really gotten to do much yet. You saw a red video that was the same as my rogue video, but used a short sword instead of daggers. Oh, really? Cool. Good until you run into a long sword. That's true, yeah. I wonder if short sword can overcome a long sword. What if you're fighting a long sword and you use the short sword, you miss the first swing on purpose and only hit them with stabs? I wonder if that would be good. Like, miss stab over and over again until they're forced to swing, and then you start swinging with Flanged Mace. Because I think Flanged Mace actually out DPS's longsword in an M1 battle. So, like, maybe if they're just parry baiting, you use the short sword trick, and then as soon as they start swinging, you swap to Flanged Mace. I think that might be an option to try to fight longswords. Maybe. Yeah, because I don't know if you guys know this, but Flanged Mace is really bad against longsword. The longsword just naturally blocks so well against Flanged Mace. It almost feels like an impossible fight. So I'm hoping maybe the short sword might be good enough to kind of, you know, compensate for that. Maybe. Tell you what though, combo attack activates pretty fast with this build, which is kind of nice. You know, I could run Castellan, but if I have Castellan, then I don't have the sword mastery, which is a problem. The whole point is to have the extra perk, so. Flanged Mace and Shield. I don't think it is ever worth it to run. I guess I use that. Is that even worth it? The headshot reduction loss is massive. I feel like that's not even worth it. That's so silly. Yeah, I actually don't think I'm supposed to take that, which is so stupid. It would need like a 3 roll and something for me to consider it. The base stats are not good enough. Yeah, most of the plate helmets are garbage / unusable because the Hound Skull, like the Hound Skull's headshot reduction is just like too good comparatively. Not even worth it. How does combo attack perk? So every time you land a hit, you gain 10% fizz damage, and it stacks up to 2 times. So as long as you're hitting someone consistently over and over again, you get a total of 20% max damage, which is pretty. It's basically 20 fizz power. Like, that's pretty good. So that's the general idea behind the perk. Well, I'm wondering if this build would beat, in theory, Morningstar dual wield fighter. Like if we win the mirror matchup, because combo attack is strong enough to carry us. I wondered if that could possibly be the case. Does it beat Halberd? Halberd is in a league of its own. Trying to beat Halberd is a very hard thing to do. Halberd is like I would argue is like the meta weapon right now. So trying to beat that weapon, I'm gonna try, but no promises. Very hard to beat Halberd right now. It's meta at the moment, so. Halberd really should have gotten a nerf this season, not the quarterstaff. Or if they're gonna nerf staff anyway, they should nerf both. But Halberd or quarterstaff getting a nerf and Halberd not is pretty funny. Definitely doesn't really make too much sense for me personally. Dang, I got here too slow. Might just go down to crypts. Does a miss swing cancel the combo? No, it's timer based. So it doesn't say the timer on the perk, but when you get the hit and you have the combo attack going, a miss swing is fine. But if you miss for, it's more of how long does it take for you to reconnect your next hit. If it takes too long, it's gone. So you see the combo attack at the bottom of my screen? See how every time I hit something, I gain a combo attack point, and it has like the little bar. So you'll see actually dead bodies too. You can actually use dead bodies to proc the combo attack as well. One of those like bug feature things that I've never just... I bet Iron Mace might not even know that that exists, funny enough. It's just one of those things, pretty much. Just one of those things. Kinda glad I got rid of that. I hate the sound of the plate boots clinking around. When do I attack with short sword then? Well, that's the question, isn't it? I don't actually know the answer to that. Yeah, my title is not misleading. It's actually a new build. I don't play this build. I have no idea. Yeah, this isn't a build that I'm familiar with at all. I bet you it's been over a year, maybe more, since I've ran a build like this. But I want to try to make this work. Why is Flanged Mace good? Because it gives you an extra perk slot, so I'm hoping that I can make Flanged Mace work over Morningstar because of the extra perk. That's like the entire point of this. Because Weapon Mastery for Morningstar, it basically is like playing fighter with 3 perks. So I'm hoping that having the 4th perk option ends up benefiting me more. That's what I'm hoping, at least. Arena players say Flanged is good. Do they? I honestly had no idea arena players even played Flanged Mace. I can tell you, I basically never see Flanged Mace fighters in, like, solos. If I do, it's very, very rare. You know what is nice about running Flanged Mace short sword? My short sword has 15% armor pen because of the Flanged Mace stats rolling over, which could make the short sword actually worth using as a primary weapon. A short sword with 15% armor pen all of a sudden actually becomes not too bad. So that's a possibility. But I haven't really decided on whether like short sword is better versus Flanged. I don't know. Rondell again? I tried. I think Rondell has fallen off ever since true damage disappeared. Rondell was basically a true damage weapon, and with it gone, I just don't think it competes. Not to mention, you also have the additional issue of like, now you have to try to out DPS like a halberd with a Rondell that has no true fizz. I just don't think that's reasonable. I think halberd is like fallen off meta completely at this point. I will say the idea of getting the combo attack, like, in a fight does seem kind of good. Like, that extra 20% damage, like, in theory, it could end up becoming, like, better than Morningstar, but I am skeptical. It's a cool thought, though. Maybe. Oh. Well, for this run, we're going to be using the short sword since we got a purple one. If we PvP. Makes sense, too. Might as well, it's purple, right? What if you duel? What if you just duel hit? Yeah, what do you think that's like? Is that even good? No, probably not. That seems kind of slow. Because Flanged Mace already has like a pretty... I don't know. Probably not, but... I feel like usually whenever the question of should I like dual attack with this weapon, usually the answer is it's not really worth it. I don't know very many weapons that can dual attack successfully. Not really a thing. All the daggers kind of suck right now besides Castellan. Well, you know, Davey, the issue is Castellan also just got a 2 damage nerf this season. So I'm not even sure if Castellan's even worth using anymore. Does Sword Mastery add damage to Mace? Yes, it does. Yeah, that's always been the case. Every time you see a Flanged Mace fighter, you know you have a good chance to steamroll him. Yeah, but it's not me though. It's not my Flanged Mace fighter. That makes it better. Maybe. I'll have to prove it. We might have to go to caves for PvP, because it seems like ruins and crypts is like, I don't know, it seems like it's kind of dead. Unless I'm just getting unlucky. I don't know. You think if Rogue can use Dagger, so can Fighter, but better? No, I don't agree with that. Rogue is a better class than Fighter right now. Oh yeah, I did a whole tier list last night, and... See, I told you the Flanged Mace is good. See? I told you. See? You guys didn't believe me. Oh, man. The proof is there. See? I told you. Just, you know, fight a rogue that doesn't really play the game. Easy peasy, right? That guy didn't fight back? What do you mean? No, he fought. You saw him fight me. Yeah. That. See, I just showed you. Flanged Mace is broken. See? Easy peasy. When looting, when you find a better stat than Hound Skull but less protection, do I wear it? No, unless it's really good. For me to take off the Hound Skull, the stats have to be very, very good. That is the truth. Headshot headshot reduction is very, very important. He looted the rusty key room? Yeah, that's why he has that pendant, I'm guessing. I mean, he would have had a better chance if he at least tried to swing his weapon, but he just, like, didn't really do anything. Weird. Alrighty. Well, at least we got some PvP, if you want to even call it that. I was wondering if you were going to see a soul. Reddit's making progress. They're exposing the halberd. I mean, any player that is at all familiar with this game should know that the halberd is one of the best weapons in the game, if not the best weapon. That's been the case for a while now. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised it's not on Iron Mace's radar, because for some reason Iron Mace thought the club needed nerfed more than the halberd, which is interesting. Very interesting. The club wasn't even on my radar for, like, we need to nerf this weapon. So when I saw it get nerfed, I was kind of scratching my head a little bit going, huh? Like the club? That's the weapon you chose to nerf? Like, of all things? Yeah, okay, I guess. Oh, shit. Just the guy who plays the game, but I definitely don't think the club needed nerf. So. Quarterstaff? No, the club got nerfed alongside the quarterstaff. Yeah. Club got nerfed. It got a 5% armor pen nerf. I promise you the 1 damage buff the club got does not make up for 5% armor pen. That is a straight nerf. Promise. Oh, yeah, oh. Yeah. Just like, yeah, I know, it's unfortunate. I don't even know why the club got nerfed. It's almost like they thought the quarterstaff was like the same weapon and just like threw it in with the mix. How about other pieces of beer like pants or boots? It honestly depends on the gear. There's no definitive answer for that. Completely depends. Hey, Madol, have I been using Workshop? Nope. I haven't even touched it. It's too expensive and time-consuming, and I don't think the Workshop is good enough for me to bother. They would have to make it significantly cheaper for me to worry about it, I think. I'd be willing to give it a go if they reduce the cost of the upgrade resources. But yeah, right now I think it's too expensive. Yeah, I personally just don't really... I don't know. I just don't think it's worth worrying about at the moment. Kind of a shame a little bit, but just kind of is what it is. As a new player, it's hard for you to determine when to throw away Squire for upgrades versus what stats you're looking for. Honestly, I think it's more about the stats themselves rather than the specific piece of gear for the most part, except for your helmet. Because the helmet is the only piece of gear that Squire versus Legendary, Squire can be better. Because a Squire Hound Skull is 24% headshot, and a Legendary Chapelle de Fur, is that what that thing is called? The weird helmet? Yeah, this thing is always 13%. So I could have a Legendary Chapelle de Fur with, like, let's say it has terrible rolls, like demon reduction, demon damage, like other shit that doesn't matter. I won't wear it. I will keep the Hound Skull. Now, if the Chapelle has, like, 3 dex, 2 vigor, you know, like, it has really good stats on it, at that point, I would consider wearing it over the headshot reduction, but it has to have really good stats. Otherwise, I will just use the Hound Skull. Now, if something is close, like Crusader is kind of close, but I think they nerfed it, so it's not as good of an option anymore. Top FM also got nerfed. So, like, these helmets are close enough that if I find good stats, not, like, quite as good as Chapelle, but decent, I'll use it. But generally speaking, the headshot reduction, I think, is a good enough stat that I usually will keep this. And I'll look for a better Hound Skull instead of something else. Yeah. Generally speaking, having useful rolls is better than not having rolls, except when it comes to specifically your helmet, because it's the only piece of gear in the game where it has a specific stat, the headshot reduction, that is not something that you can ever improve on a legendary piece of gear. So, yeah, that's kind of like my thought process on that. Well, we won our first game, won quote-unquote, because we actually won a PvP fight, but it, like, hardly counts, so go again. Dude didn't even fight me, he just ran. Why don't I use Morningstar instead of Flanged Mace? I do. I do use Morningstar over Flanged Mace. I've been using Morningstar for probably a year and a half. Yeah, I do use that weapon. A lot, actually. Seems kind of broken. Headshot damage reduction really should scale with the higher quality piece. Honestly, it is kind of broken. I'm inclined to agree with you that headshot oh my god, he's saying production. Headshot reduction should probably scale, but it doesn't, so it's kind of is what it is. That's why I always take Hound Skull. It's honestly, that's part of the reason that Slayer Fighter is so much weaker, because Slayer Fighter can't use Hound Skull. If you could, I think Slayer Fighter would actually be way stronger. Like, if it was like, you can't use plate except for your helmet for some weird reason, Slayer Fighter would actually be super good. Truly. I mean, it really makes such a big difference. Like, 10% is not a small number. This is a great example. This loses me 20 armor. And... see, this is like a questionable trade. It's very debatable whether that's better or not. I think as long as you're above 40% PDR, this is probably better. But it's really, really close. Honestly, I'm kind of second guessing myself on even trading that out. I think the armor might be better. And again, it's because the rolls are bad. Rolls are kind of everything in this game. Just because a piece is higher rarity does not mean you just instantly use it. That's just not the way to go. Well, just to be clear, the only reason I'm even using the Flanged Mace. All right. Well, got another kill. Hey, Flanged Mace is kind of cooking, huh? Huh? Maybe. That's 2 kills today. That's pretty good. Armor rating still matters. Armor rating definitely matters, yeah. Yeah, because of the, just because of, like, how the math works with, damage. Oh, wow, he had me outgeared, too. And we still won. Alright. That works. See, 2 strength, 2 dex, 3 strength, 2 damage. So that's technically better. Yeah, keep them. Fine. Still found and all. He actually has me outgeared, funny enough. Hey man, you know what? Maybe the Flanged Mace is maybe this build is actually gonna work. You never know. This is why build testing is such an important thing. If you just assume a build is bad, then you'll never know. Soon everybody's gonna run that build and you're gonna eat good? Nah, no one's gonna copy this build. I doubt it. PDR based MDR fighter? What do you mean? What, you want to go like a 50-50? I don't know if that's really worth the effort. Why bother? There's almost no casters playing right now. The only caster you might see is Warlock. But Warlock does like almost as much physical as they do magic, so. Because Warlocks have Halberd anyway. So I'm not even sure if that's even like worth it. Because then you're just gimping yourself against other fighters and barbs. I feel like you might be kind of screwing yourself a little bit. I hedge with Dark Plate armor for the MR, but I don't know if it's worth building like full MDR. Honestly, it's kind of one of the weaknesses of Fighter, and I went over that a little bit on yesterday's stream. Fighter is kind of like it's like a good class, but I definitely don't think it's like the best in the game right now. I don't know if Slayer Fighter is bad, but I think Plate Duo wield is stronger, generally speaking. See, that's actually a great pair of gloves. It's very, very good. I wish I could wear it. I'll throw that on my barb. There's a halberd guy? Alright, well, let's go kill him then. Let's go kill him. Where's he at? I'll just run for the elevator. That's the ultimate test anyway, right? Can we beat a halberd? We need a blue Flanged Mace to at least give ourselves a little bit better of a chance. That would give us like an extra like 3 damage per swing, scaling with combo attack. But you know, self-found, you know, good luck, right? Oh, torches are here. I didn't put these here. Hey, it's the halberd. Wait, it's halberd fighter. Wait, this is our chance. This is our chance to test out the build. If I can beat this guy, that would be crazy. It's meta versus non-meta. Wait, oh my god, this is the chance. This is it. Or is it Warlock? Wait, that might be a Warlock, actually. No, never mind, I'm stupid. Warlocks can't have crossbows. I thought I saw like a... I was gonna say, wait, can warlocks? No, they can't. I thought I saw a shoal. I thought I saw like a soul thing around them, so I was like, confused for a minute. Oh. Well, I guess we lose, huh? I guess we lose to the second win. Yeah, we might lose here. We're gonna reset real quick. Hey, you know what though? It was second wind versus no second wind. So if I can reset the fight, I actually win. I just gotta reset. That's all I gotta do. Hold up, we can win this. Yeah, because he doesn't have a perk anymore, or he's missing a skill. I think he's low. Oh man. All right, now I gotta see if it was a gear diff or a fight diff. I wonder if I win that with a blue Flanged Mace. Oh yeah, you know what? Look at his health. He's in full blue gear. That's actually a good sign. He's in full gear. No, short sword I don't think is worth it. So he's in full blues, his weapon too, and I was in Squire Grays. That's actually a good sign. That tells me that I would have won that fight if I was running a like at least a blue weapon. Yeah, I almost killed him in literal trash. So that tells me that I might actually have a chance. Lacking a skill? Well, that's because he made the choice to run second wind, which is a garbage skill. That's a choice that he made. You don't run second wind. It's not worth running. Because once you reset against them, they don't have that skill anymore. I'm telling you straight up, if I had a blue Flanged Mace alone, he would have died. So that's a really good sign. No, you don't run second wind. Second wind is not worth it in any way, shape or form. I think it's garbage because it requires a campfire to reset, and you don't have time to reset in solos. It's the same reason that I don't like wizard in solos. Trying to campfire in solo is not something that's very easy to do. Like, at what point would he have been able to get his second win back? There's no chance he could have gotten it back. So, I just have an advantage. That's why it's not good. If it came back on a cooldown timer, I wouldn't have the same opinion. I would say it's good. But yeah, the fact that I almost killed that full blue gear jewelry fighter in garbage is a really, really good sign. That tells me that it was not like a build issue. Like, it wasn't a Flanged Mace versus halberd issue. It was actually just that. It was just gear. Like, I'm telling you, even just a blue weapon alone, that would have been an extra 3 damage per hit, and he would have died. That's all it would have taken. It was very, very close. So here's the problem. If you run, okay, let's say you run second wind and the other person just runs away from you and then comes back without letting you reset. Now you have to fight them with one skill and not two, and you're never going to be able to have time to campfire as long as they stick on top of you. In teams, it's not as much of an issue because your teammate can cover you. In solos, you don't have cover. So like, it's just what are you supposed to do? You know, what do you do? You just don't have time to campfire, so now you have no skill, and I just don't see how that can possibly be like useful. Like, I understand, like, I get that second wind is not... Okay, maybe I shouldn't have called it garbage. Maybe that was a little bit overzealous of me. But I do firmly believe that it's not worth using in solos. I do think it is the lesser of, like, your skill options. I do stand by that, even if it's not maybe garbage. Because fighter does have worse skills than second wind. So, you know, maybe that was, like, a little harsh. But... Still, I still stand by what I said. Oh. Technically, you don't need a better mace, just land another hit. Well, no, because if I had a better mace, he would have already been dead. That's the key factor here. Because he got 8 HP, and I hit him 6 times or 5 times. So an extra 3 damage from Flanged Mace if it was blue, he would have ended up dying. So the fight would have already been won. If I had gear like him, I probably would have, like, won by a really large margin. I mean, again, he had full jewelry and full blues and everything, so... I mean, really, the fact that I almost killed him there is pretty miraculous. Especially with an off-meta weapon like this. Again, that all that does is reconfirm to me that this build is not garbage. Because if this build was garbage, I would not have gotten him that close in Squire. So, I'm gonna keep trying and see how it goes. Would I say it's fine in duos and trios? I don't really know. I personally would not run it because I don't like having to campfire for a skill back. I think that is like I don't find that a fun mechanic, but I don't really know if people use it or not. I'm sure some people do, but I'm not a fan of campfiring period in this game, so I try to stay away from those kind of skills. Any skill that requires me to campfire to get it back, I am not interested in using it. That's just, like, just generally speaking. It doesn't matter how good or not the skill is, I still don't want to use it. I don't want to have to take time to sit down in the middle of a dungeon when continuous dungeons is a thing, so people are constantly spawning around me. It's not like the old days of, like, the slow-paced dungeons are, like, long gone because of continuous dungeon, which makes me feel like it's not ever worth having a skill that requires a campfire. If you took continuous dungeon out of the game, I would probably have a slightly different opinion on that. But, as long as continuous dungeon exists, I do think that is the case. Combo attack is a better version of Barb's Carnage. I mean, combo attack's pretty good. I don't really know specifically about Carnage, because doesn't Carnage give you armor? So I don't know if that's really a... Oh no, Carnage is the one that gives you 40% damage, right? On multiple hits. I mean, it's just a different class and a different perk. I mean, I don't know if necessarily Barbarian should have combo attack. Although considering how bad Barbarian one-handers are, it might not even be a terrible thing. Because Barbs would never be able to proc combo attack on their two-handers, it's too slow. Correct me if I'm wrong, that last fight, didn't the fighter also blue pot before our fight as well? I think he did. And I didn't have a blue pot, so that could have made a difference because I already used him. I'm telling you, I really think that fighter beat me only because of gear. I mean, I think that kind of speaks for itself. I wish I had like slightly better gear, so you know, so that could have been like an epic fight instead. But I do think that's still a good sign for this build, so, from what I can tell. Yeah, unfortunately, self-found is the, you know, I'm basically at the will of RNG as to whether I could play the build that I want to play. So I kind of like am just kind of stuck with this Squire Mace for now. Hit him with Crossy before engaging in melee. Yeah, but if he didn't use a blue pot, then he would have lost 10 HP and he would have died as well. Just, I know, it just kind of adds on top of the, you know, unfortunate circumstance of that fight. It all added up to me losing. That's really all that matters anyway. Yeah, honestly, even a green Flanged Mace would have been enough to win that fight with how low he was. It's true. Green one, even without a roll, but yeah, green with like add damage, he's definitely dead. Crazy how close that was, considering he has a halberd. Alright, Zell, catch you later. Yes, I'm in Squire gear right now, and Snowy, yeah, has the exact perks that I'm using anyway. Yeah, we'll be in Squire probably until, I don't know, probably for a while, to be honest. The last HR I played was just me and 4 rogues, and it doesn't really... HR doesn't really feel like it's in a great spot at the moment, so I'm not really too worried about it. Well, there's like way less people there too because of the new restrictions, so I think normals is just like a better place to play. So yeah, we'll probably be in Squire for a bit, most likely. Hey Orange, welcome, welcome. It's going good, man. Giving a new build a go. We're not finding any plate here, which is kind of unfortunate. Good ol' RNG. Castle map have more players? You would think so, but I just came from Castle and it was dead, so I don't really know. I don't know where all the players are, because there are players playing Dad. It's not like the season is dead. I don't know where the hell they are, but yeah, the cat when I tried Ruins, I wasn't really finding anybody either. Of course, it's not a good spot when Rogues and Rangers reign supreme. You know, I don't know about Rangers, but HR right now is overran by Rogues, and that is just a fact. It's not bias, it's just, that's how my games have been. Are we just gonna have a little bow fight, I guess? Oh, we're gonna get to test our weapon against Flanged Mace. Okay. See, that's how I envisioned Longsword versus Flanged. Use the Longsword to, like, poke in there, and then use Flanged Mace when he, you know, decides to start attacking. It's like, that's like exactly how I envisioned that fight going, and it worked perfectly. Flanged Mace get a buff? It didn't get a buff. However, it's not really being used, so I'm trying out a new build that I haven't tried yet in probably over a year or so to see if I can make it work. So far, I would say it's been successful, for what I can tell. It's definitely not a bad build so far, I think. Yeah, it's a decent upgrade. Not bad. Why is short sword and not cast? Sword mastery. Sword mastery works for Flanged Mace as long as your secondary is a sword. That's just how it is. If you weren't aware. That was something. You kind of came off of my screen for a moment. Well, I guess I'm full inventory. But I just, like, reset. Yeah, there's like 2 minutes left in this game. I should leave. I don't even have time to go chasing those guys. Even if I wanted to. Why is sword mastery a constant while you're holding a sword, but dagger mastery only triggers while attacking with a dagger? Because Iron Mace does very strange things sometimes. Iron Mace is known for having spaghetti coating. I think that should, like, very clearly answer that for you. So. Yeah, Goblin Inferno really is not worth going to. Unless you're just doing boss or something. Oh, we're in normals at the moment. Yeah, realistically, with the new restrictions that are up, and the rogue infestation that's currently inhabiting HR, we're probably not going to HR for a while. At least not for the time being. I'm not really too interested in that. I'd rather have fun. I'd rather have, you know, fun games in, like, low gear than worry about the type of rogue lobbies that I was experiencing the other day. So. We'll try ruins again. Sorry. Could they just copy and paste Sword Mastery code? Snowy, you're asking the wrong person. I don't know what Iron Mace does for their coding. All I do know for a fact is that a lot of stuff is very inconsistent. Just look at Melt. Melt has the same perk description of a lot of other stuff in the game, but Melt is flat PDR reduction, whereas others are like percentage of a percentage. But you wouldn't know that unless you tested it in game, because it has the same exact, you know, description. Ice map is good loot, but no one's there. It's like really dead. I played it the other day on stream for like 2.5 hours, and I saw, I think, 2 players the entire time. So what good is the loot if no one's playing, you know? Were that bad in HR? Well, they were when I was in HR. Maybe your experiences could differ, of course. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that your HR games will be the same as mine, but my HR games were miserable. So. It's just so many rogues just running rampant. It's not even fun. Same as last season, so I just gave up. I mean, you know, well, if you don't have to apologize, I mean, I'm not You know, I'm not here to... like, this is, you know, that's fine. I agree with you that ice map loot is good. It's just ice map is just kind of dead. It doesn't feel like people like that map for some reason. Kind of a shame, really, because I think ice map isn't bad. Is there any reason to run a gun? I don't think so. I think crossbow is just better, personally. Also, isn't a gun a ranger weapon? I think you need weapon mastery. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Squire to Riches? You know, I kind of wish Squire to Riches was Ruins, Goblin Caves, and Ice Caves, and they just took out the water map. That would make Squire to Riches better, I think. Because the only map that sucks on that mode is the water map. Every other map is good, or at least good enough. Is that a Smite DP Cleric? Ooh, we might be dead. Smite DP Cleric, hard counters fighter. As you guys already know, because I play Cleric on stream a lot. This is a hard counter for us. I'm shocked he ran because he's supposed to win this fight. Weird. I have no idea why he ran. It's literally like he has every advantage in the book against me. I'm not even supposed to be able to win against this guy. I don't know why he's running. Weird. Yeah, if I was him, I would be W-king the hell out of a fighter that looked like this. You just run up, smite DP, and there's nothing you can do. You can't really range it either, or pace it, because, you know, you're in plate. He looked like he was in, pretty fast movement speed as well. Well, there's no reason for him to be scared. It's a guaranteed win for him. So he should not be running. But I'm in Squire, so I don't really care. I'll fight him anyway. I'm just telling you, from Cleric perspective, he should not be losing. Ever. This is going to be interesting. It's another longsword fighter. Damn. I should have used the Flanged Mace instead. I wanted to see if the short sword could win. I want to see how low he was. I think the Flanged Mace is not the answer. Oh, he's another full geared fighter. Holy shit. He's in full blue. Wait, it's a nut. Wait a minute. Wait, that's another gear diff fight. It's another full geared fighter. If we were as geared as this guy, we win this fight. Dude, I'm telling you, I think this build is actually good. We're only losing because of gear. Dude, I'm telling you straight up, the only reason we're losing these fights is because we don't have the gear they have. I win easy if I'm as geared as these guys are. It's so easy. That's actually crazy. Yeah, this build might actually be really good. Once the marketplace restrictions lift, I might have to try this build in full force with real gear. Because I'm not going to be able to get the gear they have, because I can't find Flanged Maces to save my life. But once I am able to, I actually think this build is cooking. If we're only losing because of gear in mirror fights, that's a great sign. A really good sign. I mean, second win, sure, but if I had the gear to back up my kit, he would have already been dead. Yeah, I'm convinced that this build is very solid. These losses do not indicate a bad build. I am fairly confident that this build is good. That'll actually give me something to look forward to when Marketplace reopens up, to actually get to try this build out fully. What is Marketplace in like a week or so? Something like that. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm waiting for right now for the wipe. Here, if you're a halberd fighter, the gargoyles have you covered. Yeah, sure. But halberd's a meta weapon. I don't feel like I don't need to sit here and prove to you that halberd fighter is strong, because that would be like redundant. Or I don't know, whatever word you want to use. We already know halberd fighter is strong. That's very like obvious, I would say. We all know halberd's like meta anyway, so. But you're preaching to the choir here. I don't like self-out in the current state of the game. Iron Mace limits the quest early on, so you can't actually unlock merchant stuff. And they also make the workshop way too expensive, so self-found just doesn't really work in the current state of like the game. So you're preaching to someone who like agrees with you at this point. Self-found could be useful, but not when Iron Mace is purposefully hurting self-found, like, you know, self-found like duration. Like, imagine if workshops were cheaper and you could craft any weapon you wanted, like you could target craft weapons. All of a sudden, self-found actually becomes like fine, because then you can craft the gear that you need. It's like, it's not a big deal. But instead, it's like random items, and it's like a shit ton of wood and gold to upgrade it. So it just kind of ends up being like a useless thing. So yeah, self-found is like bad in the sense that it's only bad because of like Iron Mace's lack of good updates for SSF mode. It's because it's not that SSF is bad, it's just the way Iron Mace implemented it is not great. You play halberd and you lost to a longsword. Whenever you're fighting longsword with halberd, you need to use the poke attack. You need to purposely miss the first attack and go for pokes. SSF is also way better for very, like, certain classes. Like, it's better for, like, barb and fighter, and cleric even is pretty good. Other classes suffer more. The biggest losers of self-found, honestly, is probably wizard. I think wizard really struggles during self-found. And I think that's an obvious reason as to why. This wizard requires a lot of gear to make work. Do you think longsword you think it counters halberd? Because I think the poke of halberd is pretty decent against longsword. You just can't hit him with that first swing. The game bugged out for a minute. I wasn't even holding right click. Weird. Oh. Alright, I don't know how two people randomly appeared, but... I mean, I will tell you, I hate fighting longsword with a halberd. I know in theory how to beat it, but I don't like fighting it. So, if that means anything to you. Yeah, in theory, longsword should do well against halberd, but it doesn't always work out that way. Had the kite out the BOC. I didn't want to fight him through that. Why Mace? Why not Morningstar? I've been using Morningstar for a year and a half. I think that should probably answer your question. Oh, he's just running. Not really sure why. He seemed like he was aggressive, but there's another guy over there too. Honestly, do you know what this odd reality is? Morningstar fighter and Flanged Mace fighter, regardless of what you play, I don't think it actually matters because I think Cleric is a better class. I think Cleric does what fighter does, but better in solos. So, if you want like the real answer as to how good this build is, it's that it doesn't matter because we're playing the wrong class. If you want to be like, you know, pessimistic or technical. Like, I 100% think Cleric is stronger. Cleric actually can overcome gear diffs way easier than a lot of other classes can, because Divine Protection is so strong. It can't be wrong if fighter gets 30% actually beat an armor pen. You would think so, but Cleric is still stronger. I stand by that. I think Cleric is 100% stronger than fighter in Squire. Or just like generally. Smite Divine Protection is just so insanely strong, it's hilarious. Yes, Morningstar is not a fighter weapon, which is why we're using Flanged Mace. That is correct. Cleric also hard counters Warlocks because their Curse of Pain does like 0 damage. In case you were not aware of that. Well, you don't need Weapon Mastery if you run Flanged Mace. That's the entire point of this build, is that we're trying to avoid Weapon Mastery. I think some of you guys don't understand, like, how strong Cleric truly is with Smite Divine Protection. It hard counters fighters completely and makes it so they don't even get to play the game. I mean, I play a lot of Cleric on this channel during streams, and my Cleric kit currently, I think, has gone undefeated in PvP for at least 6 hours. I mean, I don't know how much proof I can possibly give to you, but just take my word for it. Like, Cleric is just better. I promise. Based on all the Cleric that I've played this season, I am confident on that. Just run away from Smite. Okay, how do you run away from Smite? Against someone who knows how to play the game and only pop Smite when you're in melee range. Now you're being slowed by Faithfulness and you can't get away. You also build movement speed on Cleric. You build light armor, so you can't actually run away at all. If you're baiting out Smite on Clerics, it's because they're misplaying. A good Cleric should never be letting you bait out their Smite. I'm just telling you from my own experience playing Cleric, it is very, very good in solos. The way that I play it, I very rarely lose fights. I do die, but it's not that often. I mean, I don't really know what else I can say. What are you doing? Alright. That was interesting, to say the least. Does throwing jumps work with Smite? No, it does not. I think you guys are underestimating how hard it is to run away from a Cleric that's building for fast movement speed. If a Cleric with a Morningstar and Faithfulness gets on top of you, getting away from it is almost impossible. That's like I'm telling you, man. You guys are not giving Cleric enough credit here. I mean, it's not like I'm talking about a class that I don't play. Like, I play Cleric a lot. I'm telling you from my own perspective, that Cleric is really, really hard to fight. There are some counters to it. Sorcerer counters you. Forceful Shot Ranger counters you. But in terms of just melee 1v1s, it's like basically king. Max PDR and smite damage is enough to win almost any fight in melee. Can I show how to play it? What do you mean? I play Cleric all the time. I also have Cleric guides that I posted on my channel as well. I have a guide from like a month ago for how to play Cleric. I mean, I could, but it wasn't really supposed to be a Cleric stream. I mean, there's only one of two options here. Either Cleric is really strong or I'm really good at Cleric. Take your pick. Because it has to be one or the other. Because I wouldn't be able to go so long without dying otherwise. Wouldn't be feasible. I personally lean towards Cleric being a stronger class, but that's just me. Cleric's the only class you play, but you get cooked by everything? Am I gonna end up playing Cleric today? Sounds like I might. I have not played Druid on water map. No, I have not done that. My Warlock was really good too. I think I ran like 3.5 hours without dying on Warlock. Something like that. Yeah, what was the list that I made yesterday? I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Because I think I saved the tier list that I gave. I did, yeah. So this is what I gave for a tier list yesterday. If just in case some of you guys were not here when I made it. This is what I like decided on for my own list. I think Wizard and Bard are at the bottom. This is for solos. I think Sorcerer is B, like high B. If you're a good Sorcerer, you can make it A or S. This is like very skill-based. I think Fighter is like the weaker of the strong classes, followed by Cleric, and then Ranger, Druid, and then S tier, like the top tier classes with the least counters possible, I think is Rogue, Barb, and Warlock. So if I wanted to play like meta, I would choose one of these three classes here. Honestly, I am kind of leaning towards Warlock, even though I think Barb and Rogue, like I think Warlock might fit my playstyle a little more, but I'm always good playing Barb. It's just that they nerfed my quarter stuff, so I find it a little bit less fun, since that was like my fun go-to weapon. Wizard D tier in solos during self-found? Yes, Wizard is definitely D tier in solo self-found. Not even close. Yeah, during self-found, Wizard can't even get the gear they need to play the game. And even if they like manage to find average gear, I would still consider them the weakest class. I can't show you a tier list for duo because I don't play enough duos to make a tier list. You have to keep in mind, I have like 4,000 hours of solo gameplay, so making a solo tier list for me is, you know, something that I'm confident in. I couldn't confidently make a tier list for solos, or for duos or trios. I don't think it would be accurate. Is the only problem. Here, let me show you the Cleric kit that I run, so you can actually understand, like... Yeah, Cleric's actually my highest level class, too. So the way that I play Cleric is you want to go for 35 PDR, and then you go for Divine Protection to pop you up to PDR max, and with Smite DP combined, it stat checks virtually every class in the game. And if you can get to a point of full gear, it is very, very hard for you to die. Actually, I can make this kit even a little bit better by socketing my helmet for magic damage. But yeah, I've been running this kit for probably 5 to 6 hours, and I have not been able to die yet. I'm sure it'll happen eventually, but yeah, this kit's been carrying me for a long time. I also have a ton of backup gear as well, because I just haven't been dying. You like when I play Cleric? What, do you want me to swap to Cleric? You want me to stop playing Fighter? I mean, I can. I think it's I mean... I can. I don't know. I kind of like... I wonder if I've done enough testing on Flanged Mace Fighter. I think I've done enough testing for that Fighter build to say that it's good. I just need to revisit it when I have gear to make it work. Because all the fights that I lost were only lost because of gear. They were like really, really close, and I definitely would have ended up like killing them otherwise. So, I don't know. Maybe I should consider just like playing something else. I think I proved that that build is good though, at the very least. I'll be back in a minute. Let me use the restroom. Warlock do I play? I play Halberd Warlock. Halberd BOC, and then like a spellbook secondary. Seems really good. Remember videos on YouTube? There were a lot of analytics about Morningstar versus Longsword. Yeah, because Morningstar against, like, if you're not familiar with how Morningstar attacks, it's pretty easy to die to Longsword. But if you swing correctly, it actually works out pretty well for you, I think. What do I want to play? Yeah, I think I've done enough testing for dual wield fighter. How long did I actually go for on that build? About an hour and a half. I feel like that's fine for like testing purposes. Yeah, I think when market comes back, I'll give like full Flanged Mace fighter a go, because I really feel like this might be a build that is that's cooking, but I think it's kind of gear dependent. So that's really the bigger issue. So what am I kind of leaning towards? Wizard always just sits here staring at me because I don't really want to play Wizard, but I do want to level it up to 15. So I don't know. Do I even bother playing Wizard? Honestly. God, I hate playing self-found Wizard. It's so unfun. You're at the mercy of the RNG gods of whether you find like good staves and gear and stuff. Because Wizard really does not come online until you're full geared. I feel like we're gonna be on struggle bus territory if I try to make that work. Do I have Warlock gear? I did end up dying yesterday. I'm wondering if I have gear to replace. I think I do. Just give me a moment. I'm just trying to see if I have the stuff here to play full gear. I don't think I do. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do some more Cleric. I think that's fine with me. Yeah, let's just do that. I'll show you guys since you guys seem a little skeptical on my Cleric. So I'll just show you for myself. That seems fine. You want me to change the stream title? I'm surprised at how many people are here, like that don't believe how good Cleric is. Watch, I'm gonna die my first game after not dying for like 6 hours. It's gonna be great. Nothing I can do about that though. You're not a Cleric believer? You should be. You definitely should be. Cleric is the way, man. Make sure I didn't mess up my stuff at all. Nope, this is right. I think Bonk is the only way. For Cleric? Or for Warlock? Warlock has a lot of build diversity. Cleric has like one good build, basically. What about if I fight a ranger or fighter with a bow? I fight fighters with a bow all the time, and I just run them down and kill them anyway. I don't think you understand, like, if Cleric gets on top of fighter, they die. Even if they hit you once with a bow, like, you'll still kill them because you have such a big advantage in armor, it doesn't matter. I don't need a shield for rangers. I usually just use my fists or use corners. I don't really bother. Shield's slow. That minus movement speed makes it harder to catch them, so I just use my fists for the most part. Or I just don't push them and I just like wait in around a corner. Honestly, pushing rangers with this build isn't really what this build is good for, so I usually don't bother. Also, Cleric gets the Morning Star by default, which is great because the Morning Star is a really good weapon. Funny, I wonder if Perk would even be good if you didn't have a Morning Star, or if they nerf this weapon. I'm not even sure. Because I don't know what other one-handed weapon Cleric has access to that could even remotely compare to this thing. I don't think there is anything. Like, Wormall's okay, but Wormall doesn't really cut it for chasing, which is the problem. I've tried Chill Bash before, but I don't really use it too much. You forget about fist blocking? Yeah, fist blocking is, I think, kind of underrated. Flanged Mace Cleric. Can Cleric use Flanged Mace? I guess it can. I don't even remember, I guess. I guess it is a Cleric weapon, huh? I would never use it on Cleric. There's no reason to, because you have Morning Star by default. You'd be like very silly to run Flanged Mace over Morning Star, unless it's for like that specific fighter build. You know what? That's fair. Warhammer is a decent weapon, probably decent enough that you could use it over Star if Star got nerfed. Yeah, I'll give a little credit to Warhammer. Flanged attacking faster doesn't matter because the attack pattern is like way worse. The only reason I think Flanged Mace is maybe good on fighters is because you save yourself a perk slot. That was like the entire point of like the, you know, the stream or the build idea was trying to get access to that 4th perk. I think it worked out well. Class is that? Is that a wizard? Oh my god, I think that's a wizard. That's crazy. It is like seeing a unicorn. He's not killing any mobs, but... what's wrong with Flanged is that it does everything but worse than Morningstar. There's not a single advantage except for the 5 movement speed, which barely matters because it's such a big difference in power. Again, the only reason I was doing it for fighter is because of the extra perk slot. If Morningstar was a base, if it was base for Cleric or for fighter, I wouldn't even consider it. Be real with you. Alright, that lantern actually saved his ass. That's actually the luckiest wizard in the world. That lantern, or the whatever I bonked there. It's very lucky. It will die anyway, probably to that Sork. I want to go to the grave before it gets looted. Class is that. Sork? Sork's technically a hard counter to me. Technically speaking, it's a hard counter. If you want to be good against Sork, just play like Rogue or Barb. I can kill him, but it's not a favorable matchup. Oh, well, that actually hit me. That's shocking. Thought it would hit the wall. Yeah, technically this guy is supposed to win this fight. I have to outplay him to kill him. I think those guys came here to 2v1 me, by the way. I think that, like, it seems pretty obvious to me that they're here to 2v1 me. I think very clearly. I don't know how else they wouldn't have fought by now. Makes no sense. There's, like, no chance, like, they came here legitimately. And luckily, this guy cannot land his staff, so he dies for free. You know what? It's my turn to 2v1. It's my turn. If they're gonna come 2v1 me, then I can go, then we'll team up with this rogue. Seems fair to me. Shut the team, buddy. Shut the teams. No. I definitely don't feel bad about this at all. I should keep my weapon out in case the rogue decides to betray me. I don't know if that was an accident or not. Oh yeah, fair is fair. Yeah, he came to 2v1 me, so. Yeah, I don't feel bad at all. It's just unfortunate that I'm like a little bit slow to finish him off. I also like don't want to take my chest piece off because then like I don't know if the rogue's gonna like, you know, end up killing me or whatever. Don't know how confident I am on the on the rogue not like changing his mind here. Wait, the rogue died? Wait, that's crazy. How'd the rogue die? No idea. HR, DP? Yeah, of course. Not this season, though. Yeah, this season is like the worst possible season to play HR. Nothing but rogues. No point. Yeah, absolute waste of time going to HR. Yeah, I've already tried it a few times this season. Way too many rogues. Wow, that's actually a good play. I didn't even know he could do that. HR mean? High roller. Yeah, I didn't even realize that Source could do that. Yeah, remember earlier when I said Sork hard counters me? This is why. You kind of just like, they just kind of run and knock you back forever. every time you get close to killing them too, they just knock you back infinitely. Armor off. Well, that's how you have to play against. That's how you play against them. It's just an infinite chase. Yeah, it's unfortunate that my rogue teammate died. Yeah, if this was HR, I would just sit in a corner and wait. Like, and I would wait at a doorway until he leaves, because it's like that's my hard counter. Like, I don't even know if there's any reason to even stay in this lobby. Not with the way he's playing. Yeah, you were close. High risk. Oh, high risk unless you're playing rogue, Noah. Then you get to play the game for free. That's what all the other rogues are doing in HR right now. Can you do HR in Squire gear? I mean, you can, but there's really not much point to do it. Unless you dislike the challenge. Gotcha with Judgment slow. You can't run you wouldn't want to run Judgment on this build. The problem is you don't have max PDR with Judgment, so it would never be worth it. Does he ever run out of, like, spells? I feel like he has, like, infinite spells. I think his cooldown reduction must... I wonder if he even has cooldown reduction or not. Feels like he hasn't, like, had to even, like, think about what he's doing. He just runs around and, like, spams spells forever. Alright. We're gonna have to go full naked. Alright, well, we just had to play the meta. Go full naked to kill him. There you go. I should have done that forever ago. Yeah. That's the real combat of this game. You gotta strip all your armor off and then you can fight people. That's the true Dark and Darker meta that Iron Mace doesn't want you to know about. Always has been, though. It's always been the case. Naked meta. This game's so silly sometimes. I wonder if Iron Mace looks at a fight like that and goes, yeah, that's good for the game. Like, yeah, that's how we should do it. I do wonder. Like, instantly stripping off your clothes to be fast enough to catch someone that's running like that. Like, is that, like, I don't know, Iron Mace, what do you think? Is that good? I don't know. Probably not. I would say no, but that's just me. It's a little bit silly. And then he strips naked to counter my stripping of being naked. Funny how that goes. Does DB Cleric do all against Rogue? Not if they have Cutthroat. Cutthroat Rogue actually hard counters Smite DP Cleric. Because it disables your skills. It's done, but how would I change it? I would add a chase mechanic to the game, similar to what Sword Eye has in their game. Or, I guess Mordau or Shiv might have it too. Basically, if you're behind someone for long enough, I would, like, slowly increment a movement speed bonus to be able to catch someone as melee against range. Doesn't have to be a lot of movement speed, it could be over time, but I would give some kind of chase mechanic. That way, even if a class is, like, slightly slower, they're still able to actually kill you, or at least try to catch you. Especially with how broken doors are. Missile play test you missed? No, only a closed test, I didn't even play it. So, no, you didn't miss anything. You just started playing the game. Started as... I don't know what that is. Give you tips to get better in PvP. Well, I can answer that for you. Honestly, the truth of the matter is, getting good at PvP mostly comes down to PvP practice. And that's the truth. It's very hard to get good at PvP in this game if you don't, like, run and die a bunch of times. It takes a lot of practice. PvE and Squire to Riches, is that good? No, that's good. Yeah, PvP wherever you want. Wow, this guy's so many meds. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you PvP. Wherever is fine. Yep, Squire to Riches, like normals. I would recommend not doing HR, because I think Squire is like similar enough in terms of like getting good at PvP. But yeah, either one is fine. Never find rings or amulets? Yeah, because they don't drop anymore. Unless you go to the Rusty Key Room and loot them. What kind of music do I like? I like a pretty decent variety. But I do like rock. That's like one, but there's a lot of other music I like too. But rock might be the main one. Most of the songs I like seem to be older. A few newer songs I like, but I feel like I don't listen to a lot of newer stuff. But that's also because I don't listen to music a whole lot either. Noah, if you played this game, you would suck ass and die over and over again. For sure. I don't know, man. This game is, nothing like your shooter games, I'll tell you that. I wish you luck. Go for it. Easier said than done. I doubt it. This game has a lot of nuance to it. Oh, hey, someone earlier said, hey, how do you kill a fighter that has a bow? Here's a... Oh, well, shit. Well, no, I guess not, because we're gonna get third-partied. I was gonna say I'll show you how to fight this guy, but now I can't. A Slipknot shirt to skull? I don't think I ever owned a Slipknot shirt, but I don't mind Slipknot. Favorite type of rock? Honestly, I don't even know, because I don't really listen to a lot of music, generally speaking. I don't even know if I have an answer for that. Funny enough. You think, yeah, I think you don't understand nuance? I mean, it's just that this game is, like, very unique. It's very hard to get good quick at this game. If you were able to get good at this game quickly, I would honestly be kind of impressed. Genuinely, I would be surprised and impressed if you were able to do it. Well, see you later, buddy. Bro, Dungeonborn is dead. You're talking about a corpse at this point, man. 3 Days Grace. I used to listen to them back in the day. I used to. Who has more advantage, the one who attacks or defends? I would say defend. Because the one who defends has access to infinite doors, which is a very broken mechanic in solos. Yeah, I would say always defense, or at least usually that's the case. Unless you offensively get them at a point where you're like third partying or something. Three Days Grace is a band I listened to probably like a decade ago. I mean, or probably actually longer than that. I listened to that when I was like a teenager. I mean, it's been a long time since I've like actively listened to them. Bonzo. Yeah, Bonzo. I'm gonna need to see receipts. I gotta see the receipts, man. Show me where Dungeonborn is making a comeback, because I call the biggest cap in the world. I don't believe you in any way, shape, or form. There's literally no chance that game is coming back. I was gonna say, there's no way. In no world is that ever happening again. Yeah. Yup. Dungeonborn will come back right after Battleborn comes back. Yep, that sounds about right. Similar chances of both, honestly. If a company was gonna buy and remaster or remake Dungeonborn, I think it would have been done by now. It's been too late already. The anime Dungeonborn? You mean Dungeon Stalkers? Dude, that game died. I think. I forget, it closes sometime soon, but yeah, they've already announced the closure of that game. Yeah, every single extraction game that's Melee has announced a closure date or already closed. All of them. Legacy, Steel and Sorcery, Dungeon Stalkers, Dungeonborn. The Cube, if you even want to count that game, even though not really. Take your pick. It's either dead or closing down. No, that's not true. We have some games coming out this year in this genre that hopefully will do well. Mistfall Hunter, Naquan, Last Paradise, Hunger, and Ad Mortem as a, like, not extraction, but like melee focus game. Honestly, see, the thing is, Naquan Last Paradise was not great for PvP. That was more of a PvE game, I would say. I thought that, like, the PvE was fun, but the PvP was kind of whatever. Mistfall Hunter is probably my best hope to getting anything remotely similar to Dad. If Mistfall fails, I think it's like... I definitely am gonna feel like it's pretty over, but we'll see. Guys, Dungeonborn is not coming back. That's a crazy. I don't even understand how anybody could think that was gonna happen. There's no way. It's insane. Yeah, there's no way Dungeonborn's coming back, fellas. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's over. It's over, man. Yeah. Tencent pulled the plug on that game a long time ago. Yeah, that game coming back would be a miracle to say the least. I do not see how that would ever happen. We only Cleric? No, I played Fighter earlier. No, this genre isn't necessarily dead. If Mistfall Hunter ends up doing well, and it is releasing... Mistfall Hunter has a unique advantage over Dark and Darker. And that is that Mistfall was releasing day one on Xbox. And not only is it releasing on Xbox, but it's also releasing on Game Pass. So... assuming that that is right, which my understanding is it is. So if Mistfall Hunter releases on day one Game Pass on Xbox, that could open up an entire new market to the genre and could help the game's popularity. Like, not even Dark and Darker is on console, so that could be a pretty big advantage for Mistfall. Also, I don't know if you guys played Mistfall during the last beta that was open, but they made some really massive improvements on that game just from, like, the playtest to playtest. Like, that hub area they have is so good. It's so much more interactive than, like, a bunch of menus. I really like what Mistfall's doing so far. Yeah, I don't know if Mistfall's doing any sponsors like that, man. I'm not sure about that. Also, you wish. Yeah, I played Ranger. Seems pretty good so far from what I played. You never would have found Dark and Darker if Dungeonborn didn't die. Yeah, I imagine Dungeonborn probably introduced a lot of people to the genre that came over to Dark and Darker. I imagine that was probably the case. No, you mean carrying? I'm assuming you mean carrying, because all I remember is carrying you all the time. That's all I ever do. I just answered you. Didn't you hear me? I said I've played Ranger a little bit this season, yeah. At least I thought I answered you. Pretty sure. Hey, thank you, Fluke, for the sub. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Vega. That is true. Well, you know what worries me the most about Dark and Darker's future? Primarily that STF is making that new game, and I'm worried that he's going to take resources away from Dark and Darker to make his new game title, and it's going to result in slower patches for Dad. I don't think this update, like this recent season, is the best season we've had, honestly. The Inferno changes, I think, were kind of a bummer, and I think a lot of people share that same sentiment, so, like, I don't know. Like, I'm a little bit worried about, like, Dad's future in general. I know that we have a decent bit of players right now, but I feel like once the new wipe honeymoon phase, like, kind of settles, we're going to be right back to where we were last season with, you know, 5,000 or less players, or lower, especially with, again, like, the Inferno being kind of negatively received. Yeah, I'm glad you like the content, Fluke. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But I know I've mentioned it before. My plan is once, you know, once June, July rolls around and we're able to play Mistfall, there's a very high chance that that will end up becoming my new main game over Dark and Darker. Not to say I won't play Dark and Darker anymore, but I do plan to give that game a pretty solid go. So I'll probably be dedicating a lot of my time to that game when it releases. So playtest in June and then full release in July. Expect a lot of content and streams of Mistfall. I imagine I'll ramp up the videos as well. Doing, you know, guide videos and all that fun stuff. It's another Cleric. Hey, thank you, Ronald. I appreciate the sub, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Oh my god, it's a spell Cleric. I actually feel bad now. I didn't know it was a spell Cleric. I feel bad. Like, it's just not even fair. You just lose. It's a free win. It's not even. But I know he looted this. But I would feel so bad. No, he didn't even loot this. I don't know. I feel bad. There's like no spell Clerics in the game. I think this is the first one I've seen in probably like 10 hours. Yeah, I'll just let him be. I feel bad. It's not even a challenge. It's like, it's just not even fair for him. He just loses. Probably a new player too. You feel that, man? You mean the Cleric? Yeah. Just playing what he likes to play, man. Just live it in the moment. Well, you're not a Cleric, so... you know, we can go fight this guy. Yeah, see, he is not playing Spell Cleric, so he's fair game. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, moving on. And maybe if he blocked a little bit harder, he might have won that fight. Maybe. He looks new. Doesn't matter. He's not playing Spell Cleric. I got a soft spot in my heart for them. You haven't seen anyone attempt to attack me? You know, you know what's funny, Noah? Honestly, you probably could do good at this game. Dude, I'm telling you, you're good enough at games. The people that play this are so funny sometimes. You probably can. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. That's a fair thing to point out. Can't even disagree with that logic. You probably could. Might take some effort, but I'm not really playing normals for money. I'm just kind of playing for fun. I mean, you can make money in normals, but I don't have like an exact number for you. Yeah, a lot of my fights in this game feel like the other person just running and or not attacking me and then just letting me kill them. Definitely does feel that way sometimes. You're assuming left click is attack. That seems to be way ahead of what most people already know. Actually, yeah, you're already ahead of the curve. You already know how to attack. You're good, man. You're set. Give you a little Dark and Darker brief tutorial, and then you'll be ready to go. Yeah, whenever people say that Morningstar is bad against Longsword, it really isn't that the weapon is bad against it. It's just that you have to learn the attack pattern. There's a good bit of practice that went into learning how to, you know, attack the Longsword correctly. I did let him get one parry off, but it didn't matter. Most of the other hits went straight through. Oh, well. It's too late now. Yeah, in my opinion, normals isn't really... Yeah, this poor guy, man. Yeah, I would have... Wait, this guy has 100 fame on Cleric? That's not even that low, honestly. This guy's kind of, Wait, he was here the whole time? He's sitting in the corner. What the heck? I didn't know he was still here. You've been playing US East and you're the only one running actual gear. It's just a bunch of boof. Yeah, welcome to Self-Found. Same exact thing happened last season. I ran HR up until the point of before Self-Found, and everybody was running garbage and Squire. The moment market opened, everyone actually started running gear. That's just how it goes. Doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Yeah, definitely not. Well, I feel like I've proven my point already when I said that Cleric was good in solos. I think these fights that I've had have... I feel like it's kind of proven it at this point. This class is very, very good. Hardest fight I have was the Naked Sorcerer. That just ran away from me the whole time. Like, I was never in danger of dying. I just couldn't kill him, so I just stripped off all my armor. Easy peasy, right? Jad, when you say is Dark and Darker coming back, what do you mean by that? I think Dark and Darker is in a better state than it was 6 months ago, but I'm still not entirely convinced of whether Dark and Darker will truly ever become like a bigger game. Because Iron Mace said that this season was going to be the biggest season because they were going to do a bunch of advertising, and we barely went over last wipe's peak. So we haven't actually gained players from last wipe. We just didn't lose them, which I would say is good, if not for the fact that Iron Mace said that we were supposed to gain players, and we never did. So, not like entirely sure, really, what the future holds for that or not. Hard to say. Well, Paul has been in charge of doing like a lot of stuff for Dark and Darker, which is great over Paul. But unfortunately, like I think STF damage has been done, and I just don't know if it's gonna be enough or not in the long run. Hard to say. Honestly, what worries me the most is that Paul apparently saw the new Inferno and thought it looked good and released it for this update, for this wipe. I don't know who at Iron Mace looked at Inferno and thought it was good, but it's not. And I don't really know what else to say about it. They kind of screwed the pooch on that one, unfortunately. Like that, it has to be one of the ugliest looking floors I've seen Iron Mace release. At least Water Map looked good. Like from a map perspective, I really liked Water Map, but it just didn't play well. Inferno just looks terrible, unfortunately. But just, I don't know, kind of is what it is. Well, if you asked me a few weeks ago before the season released, I would have told you that based on what Iron Mace was hyping up for the season, that the season would have, you know, we would have hit maybe 15K or something. But seeing that we didn't gain any players for this most recent season is making me question if we ever have any hope of, you know, doing that or not. Very, very questionable for sure. I do think we're going to gain players when Marketplace reopens. I think the reality is that more players than not prefer Market, and that's mostly because of Iron Mace's flaws of not, you know, making the workshop more accessible and having quest time gated. But I do think we'll gain a brief bit of players during Market, but I think overall, like, we're still going to lose a lot of players as like it usually does. But honestly, this is the last wipe for Dark and Darker before we get some potential, like, real competition for the game. So, under that, I'm not too worried about it. Mistfall, I'm hoping, is going to become, you know, like a legitimate competitor, because Dark and Darker really needs it. So, I hope that ends up being the case. It took many failures to lose this many people. Well, yeah, I mean, think about how many times STF failed and flopped the game for us to lose as many people as we did. People really were very resilient on leaving Dark and Darker, but STF made it his life's mission to ruin the game. So, you know. Is there a wipe when Market opens? No, but Market opens in about a week, and usually that results in a player increase. Check the Steam charts. That's what Iron Mace says, at least. Iron Mace says, based on their data, self-found is usually when there's less people wanting to play. So, I'll keep an eye on the Steam chart to see if that's true or not. But yeah, ultimately, I really am just passing time waiting for Mistfall beta to come out, which is going to be next month, so. It's whatever, you know. I think in theory, Mistfall should do really well. But it's going to be up to whether they have good developers or not. But from what I've seen, the devs seem good, so we'll see. You're an OG player with 4.5 hours? Yeah, Raga, so you're pretty close to me then, because I'm an OG player. I just have 4K instead of 4.5. But think about how much time I have editing videos. If you included the time that I spent editing YouTube content, and instead I played Dark and Darker, I would probably have 7K hours or more. I guarantee it. I've spent so much time on video editing. It's crazy. I think I have over 1,000 videos on my channel. You figure 1,000 videos, and I have probably... Although I don't know if I have 1,000 Dark and Darker videos. I'd have to check the exact math, but... You figure every video takes 3 to 6 hours. Even if I have, say, 300 videos, that's still, you know, easily 1 to 2K hours alone. Hey, who's a Debbie Downer? Me? I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. That's not really my intention, at least. I don't know who you're talking about, but me saying I'm excited for Mistfall is not being a Debbie Downer. I'm excited for Mistfall. That's optimism right there. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was gonna say, I'm expressing my excitement for future games. You know, that's all. I'm with you as well, Wolf. I also hope that that Hunger is good. Looking forward to that one too. My money, I think I'm like more preferential towards Mistfall, but I'll play Hunger too. Yeah, I got you. I wanted to just clarify because I wasn't trying to be like negative. That was more meant to be positive towards the other games, if that makes sense. I guess it could be looked at as negative, but you know, not much I can really say outside of that. No, I don't worry about the sling. I feel like it still doesn't do enough to really worry about it. Funny. Divine Protection is so busted, it just goes through longsword parries that it doesn't even matter. This shit is so broken. Oh my god. DP Cleric, man. Honestly, it's so good, I think any player could play this class and do well with it. Truly, I think that's the case. It's such a silly build. Few Hunger videos just released. Wait, really? I didn't know that. That's cool. I might have to take a look at that. I don't even know when Hunger is supposed to have like an update or anything. I have like no idea about when anything's coming for that. Honestly, man, yeah, my biggest issue for this season, I'm telling you, it's Inferno. I feel like Iron Mace wasted an entire season of our time on this weird Minecraft texture Inferno, and instead we could have gotten something else that was better, and now I feel like we've missed out on a season because of those changes. That's the sad reality. I don't know if anyone else like kind of feels that way, but I definitely feel like I definitely feel like the season is not as good as it could be because of that change, unfortunately. I wish that was not the case, but... Terry said they would iterate on it and it wouldn't be perfect. I mean, the problem is that Iron Mace looked at that map and thought it was a good idea to release it in the first place, and that's what worries me. It makes me question Iron Mace's development team. Because I don't understand how any dev could look at that map and think it was good to release for this season because it looks so terrible. I just don't know. It sucks. Even if Iron Mace fixes Inferno, the fact that they were able to release it in this current state worries me regardless. It doesn't even matter. And you know what's even more sad is that whenever I talk about Inferno and not liking it, the majority of people in chat seem to always agree. You know? It's one thing if I was sitting here saying that I didn't like the map, but you guys were sitting here telling me that I was just overreacting and that the map is actually good. But that is not the case. Whenever I talk about Inferno being bad, everyone always says, like, yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like, I haven't really seen anyone defend Inferno and say that it was good, like, a good change for the game, which is the problem, you know? It makes me think that, like, Iron Mace released a universally hated update as far as Inferno goes, which is, like, just not great, I guess. What's wrong with Inferno? Have you seen what Inferno looks like? Because that's really the, you know, that like, really just look at it and that would answer your question. Imagine this season if instead of giving us a new Inferno, they made Fire Deep a good map and they added more floors and more, like, or more rooms and more stuff to do. That would have been way better for me personally. And then they could have added the Goblin Cave Inferno rotation into Squire to Riches and gave a new, like, map and something to do. But instead we have new Inferno, which is really just not very good. It's like one of those don't hate the messenger, you know? It's not my fault that Iron Mace has decided to do this, unfortunately. The new like enemies, the new like boss and stuff down in Inferno is cool. It's really just the aesthetic that I dislike. If Iron Mace had just released a new boss, I don't think I would have felt the same way. Like, if Inferno still looked exactly the same, but instead it was just a new boss and they spent the other time doing something else, I would have definitely been, like, happier. But I don't know. It's really hard for me to shake, like, just how bad I don't like the new Inferno. It just, I don't know, it's just annoying. It's annoying because I was, like, really having... I had pretty high expectations for the season. Because Iron Mace talked so highly about how this was going to be, like, the season, because they were going to do a bunch of advertising and all that stuff, and they made it sound so confident that we would gain players, and that this season was, like, not going to disappoint. And then, like, wipe comes, regardless of player count, and then I, like, get a look at Inferno, and I just... It just makes me wonder, like, what they're doing, I guess. I just don't really understand what Iron Mace is currently doing. So, I don't know. Why do I believe them? Because Iron Mace said that in past seasons they weren't doing much advertising at all, and that it was gonna change this season. It almost kind of feels like you're in like a relationship and your ex is like, oh, I'll be better this time, and then they do the same exact thing they always do, and I feel like that's exactly how this season feels. Iron Mace said we were gonna advertise a bunch and the season was gonna be like good, and then the advertising didn't seem to do anything, and if they did advertise, it didn't work. And we also got the Inferno, which is just not great. So it just feels, I don't know. It just kind of sucks. unfortunately. I think the season's not bad as a whole. It's just that specifically. Because I think the new like Rogue and Ranger stuff is cool, for what it's worth. Well, what I'm worried about is that SDF is making that new game, and that they're gonna end up putting Dark and Darker on some sort of like maintenance mode, and they're gonna like end up just kind of doing what they can to stay afloat and use that money towards this new game. When there was a Q&A, Paul even mentioned that there was like a lack of resources for the season, and I think that was because of SDF's new game. There's more people. That's not true. Last season had a similar player count. Peak to peak, it's almost the same player count. I can show you in Steam charts if you don't believe me. I mean, I can't right now because I'm in game, but I can prove it. Yeah, Grump. I think the reality is I, as a creator, just need to separate myself from Dad at a certain point and cut the cord. It's just that I'm waiting for a game to be able to move on to that doesn't die or suck ass. So, unfortunately, all these extraction games that I've tried to move on to have all just sucked, so I've had to come back to Dad because it is the best current option. But, you know, this year could definitely be, like, the year that I move on. Definitely possible. If Iron Mace continues to do this weird shit that they're doing, it could happen. Yeah, after this game, I'll go to Dark and Darker player count, and I will show you what it looks like from season to season, and I'll like, you know, show you what I'm looking at. Yeah, Hunger I think could be really good too. I'm not opposed to giving that game a try as well. That's true. Add boredom as well could give an option that isn't just extraction. I mean, really, Iron Mace is moving on from extraction anyway. Iron Mace's two most popular modes are Arena and Squire to Riches, which is not extraction. So really, Ad Mortem could could be a really big game, honestly. Heck, maybe I even play that on my channel. Maybe that ends up being good too. I won't count that out. Looks good from what I saw. I mean, shit, man. I think part of the reason that my lobbies are so dead compared to what they used to be with the same player count is because everybody's in Squire to Riches mode. This is where everybody is. Everybody prefers the Battle Royale Dark and Darker to the main game. And that's not like hating, it's just, it is what it is, you know? You checked out the game after you checked out Mistfall after I mentioned it. It looks like it might fill the Dungeonborn hole. That's what I'm hoping as well. I think it just looks like a better Dungeonborn. Dungeonborn, like, had a lot of problems that I'm hoping Mistfall does not end up following. But, you know, that's all talk. We'll have to see it to believe it, kind of deal. Squire Royale was better than Riches. Well, no matter what, it's not even up for debate. Squire Royale appears to be the most popular mode in Dark and Darker. And if you want fast PvP, or just PvP in general, it feels like that's the place you're supposed to go. I just wish it wasn't trio only. Honestly, if Squire Royale was soloable, I would probably play it way more. What class build do I have the most fun playing in normal Squire? There's a list of classes I like playing. Cleric, Fighter, Barb, Warlock are probably top 4 for me. Yeah, I just can't bring myself to play the water map. It doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't really matter. I just can't. I just don't like the... I just don't think it's good for PvP. Feels very imbalanced. This game wasn't really made to be a water combat game, so I feel like it will never really be very balanced. So, I don't know. The only thing that's missing from Squire Royale is also the ability to play on Goblin Caves and Ice Caves. Just cut out the water map entirely and just make it those 3 maps would be better, I think. Yeah, water map feels like you have to play specific classes or you're just at a major disadvantage. Yeah, if Squire Royale was soloable and it was Ruins, Goblin Caves, and Ice Map, I would probably play that for most of the season. Real talk. That would be so fun. I mean, I freaking wish, man. I tried to sidestep that, but I guess it doesn't work. I basically never fight these guys without cheesing them, so. Whatever. Yeah, solo Squire Royale would go super hard. Absolutely. Squire Royale should also, I think you should be able to find jewelry as well. I mean, it makes sense, right? I don't really understand why jewelry is not findable. It's like, it's an important part of your kit and you can't even, like, do anything with it. There's a party here, man. Well, he is dead. Oh, the broken ladder. Alright, well, whatever. Yeah, if I wasn't Smite DP Cleric there, I would be dead. If I was like some dumb hybrid Cleric or something, I would be dead 100% of the time. I think that guy just died. That Barb. He just ran into that fighter. This is crazy. Dude, there's so many people at this boss. This is the kind of shit that never happens in High Roller. High Roller would just be like 5 rogues all trying to rat the boss loot. Normals is so much more fun because it's way less risk. Yeah, this is the kind of like gameplay you literally do not have in HR. It's so much worse. Everybody would just be waiting to third party. 3x3 goblin caves. True. True. I do kind of miss that a little bit. Are we just not gonna fight Barb or what? I mean, you're a barbarian, so. This is so stupid. I don't even know what the point, like, why even play Barb if you're just gonna run the whole fight? I don't even know. What's even the point of playing Barb anymore? I don't even know. You might as well play, like, Rogue or Ranger or something. I don't even know. I have no idea why he's even playing Barb. Like, I mean, seriously, like, I just don't know. Like, Barb just, like, Barb is a melee class. Like, what is he doing? I don't know. Weird. I don't know. He even has armor pen, too. He has, like, he has the armor pen skill to counter me, and he still is not fighting me. It's so weird. It's not like he has no counter. Like, he's running the armor pen counter. I don't know. He thinks he's a rogue, I guess. Weird. I love that the boss is still alive after all that. Not a single person ended up killing it. Mine in peace. No, he tried to landmine me earlier. He was like sitting above the boss when I ran up, and then he ran away after it failed. He's been running since. Hey, it's him again. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. Okay. Alright. Oh, running back to another door, I guess, right? I don't even understand what the point of this is. Okay, epic gameplay, I guess. Just play Barb and run the whole match, I guess. I don't know. So bizarre. I'm killing this Barb. I'm definitely getting this Barb killed for sure. This is the dumbest gameplay I've ever seen. See ya, fighter. What a stupid game. Pretty sure that fighter is dead too. Maybe it's a sniper. Honestly, I think that barb might be from stream. It doesn't really make sense. Wait, he's in good gear. Wait. He actually has good gear. What the hell is he doing? This is so stupid. Wait, they're both geared. Wait, they both are dead. He's literally sitting here looting. They're both geared. Why are they playing like this? Oh my god, everybody is so scared on this game. Oh my god, man. I thought it was just a Squire Barb just like being a dickhead. He's in full blue socket. Makes no sense. And the fighter is there with full jewelry, just like looting the barb with 10 seconds left. We're all geared and they're all just running the entire game. I don't understand. How silly. Dude, you think it was a high roller game? You think it was high roll and we were all running like unique bis or something? Because the way those guys were playing was like they were playing for their life the entire game. That was so crazy. Alright, let me look at I'm actually gonna let me pull up the yeah, so it was brought up earlier. Someone said that Dark and Darker lost players from last season. I don't think that's true. Or maybe gain players, whatever they said, but regardless, it's not true. Let's see if I can... Oh, it's frozen. Alright. The website is not working, apparently. I can't use the internet. Wait, what is happening? Google is, like, broken. Divine Protection Cleric counters Barb. Not when Barbarian has Reckless Attack, it doesn't. That Barb was running Reckless, which penetrates armor. So that Barb definitely can fight me. It's not a lopsided matchup. If he didn't have armor pen skill, then maybe. But he had the means to kill me for sure. He just didn't do it. I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm not like... I don't know. Something weird's happening. Yeah, my screen is like totally bugged out right now. Whatever. I'll just show you my screen anyway, but just know that it's like not working properly. Something like weird is going on. So this is the player count. So this is last wipe, right? Last wipe was January 26. Our peak was 11.4k. This season, our peak was 11.8. So we technically gained a few players, but overall, we're at about the same exact point as we were last season. And the whole point of like bringing this up is that like Iron Mace said during the season, or said a few weeks ago during the Q&A, that this season was going to be like their biggest season because they were going to do a bunch of advertising. And then we got like this very small player count increase that doesn't really indicate what Iron Mace was saying, which is kind of worrying. That's all I was trying to get at. Rage and slow? No, the Barbarian had armor pen. You can tell because when Barb has armor pen skill, they glow like that orange color. No, I don't think it was Rage. Because if it was Rage, he would have used it to run away from me quicker. He never had any movement speed bonus. He was running Achilles and armor pen. He had both. He had reckless plus Achilles, didn't he? That's what I'm pretty sure that's what he had. And you like the hunger video? I mean, you can send it to me privately, but I don't think I'm gonna watch it on stream. Hey, Cheddar. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, am I wrong? I swear. Okay, so let's back up here. Even if he had reckless, I'm sorry. Even if he had rage plus Achilles, that still doesn't answer the fact that he came over to the elevator exit when he could have ran to a different exit and still sat there and tried to, like, use that elevator with me. The way that he played still didn't make sense. Because he kept running away. I left to the elevator. He followed me. He didn't have to follow me. Even if he had Rage Achilles, he still played weird because he shouldn't have followed me. It made no sense. Like, the way he played was still really stupid, regardless of how you look at it. I don't know why he did that, but that was, like, really strange. Again, that's how I would expect to, like, fight people in High Roller. That is, like, that was very, very weird for a normals game. Very strange. All that gear is gone, too. The fighter and the Barb's good gear are just lost to the zone. So, yeah. Hey, Red X. I don't know if I said hi to you already, but welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing alright. Yeah, games have been going good, I would say. That last fight was a little weird, but overall, Cleric games have been very good. No, there's no gear back with Goblin Recovery because the quests are time-gated. You can't unlock the recovery. So that gear is gone. As far as I know, at least. Unless they added the quests already. As far as I know, it's still locked. You've been running this build with heater secondary? Honestly, I haven't really been using the wormhole at all, so maybe I should have a shield secondary. I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't really use it very much, though. I wish High Roller wasn't so rogue dominant because the class is really not fun to play against. I personally do not enjoy playing against Invis. Like, I just don't enjoy playing against rogues in general. Like, I know, like, you see them in norms too, but it's even worse in HR. Alright. Are we... Okay, well maybe Rogue and Roger is already here. Actually, it's all rogues. Normals too, huh? Oh, what a dumb rogue. Dummy. Okay. And now I just sit here and heal a full. That rogue just got outclassed. You gonna come down or no? Well, luckily Perseverance hard counters Rupture, so we're good on that front. Oh my god, wait a minute. That guy just got freaking played. Oh my god. Oh man, that rogue. Well, I was gonna say HR was full rogues, but that was a funny little interaction, eh? No, normals definitely has less rogues than iRoller does. There are a lot of rogues, generally speaking, but HR is worse, so I'll still stand by that. You know what would be great for SSF? Quests. Quests would be great for SSF. Yet instead, quests are completely time-gated, so we don't get to unlock any of the good craftable stuff for a while. Unfortunately. No, this is norms. No, I gave up on HR for the season. Or not the season, but I gave up on it for now. Because it was just nothing but rogues in my games, which is not really fun to play against. So. I don't think I need to explain to you why it's not fun to fight. You know, I think it was like 4 or 5 rogues in one game, and I said that was enough. One dude following me the whole game naked, trying to wrap PvP, and then like other people just sitting in corners and other shit. It just wasn't fun. Same as last season, pretty much. Honestly, if Squire Royale was soloable, I would probably be in Squire Royale. But it's not, so it is what it is. Druids, you can't really kill them. They have too much mobility. If you just sit in a doorway, they can't kill you. So I'll just kind of sit here. If I try to chase him, he'll just run. I guess I'll prove it too. We W key, and he runs. Goes bear form. If I get him low, he instantly, like, even if I get him low, he's just gonna run away anyway. So this fight's, like, basically not worth taking. So, I'm just gonna sit in this doorway. Maybe I'll bait him with the Serenade, because you can attack immediately after. This is not a, it's not an emote that has, like, a delay on it. He might not know that, though. The mode is actually broken. It's been broken for, like, 2 years. If he doesn't realize I can attack immediately, he'll die. So. The Wormhole's gray, so probably not. There you go. That's all I was waiting for. Yeah, if the wormhole was blue, I would use it, but I never was able to find a better one. It's kind of cheesy, but I don't feel bad. Why go in the open and fight a bear when I have an advantage in a doorway? Why bother? It makes no sense. He's max PDR. Like, he's just better than me in melee, so my best play is to use the door to my advantage. Like, by far, that's the best thing to do. Because he literally can't do anything to me there. If he panthers me, he dies. If he tries to bear for me, he hits the wall. So. And then one mix-up, and he's dead. Does he think I'm friendly? I feel like this guy thinks I'm friendly. But like, he looks like a noob. Now I feel kind of bad. This guy look like a new player? I think he's new. I think I'm not gonna kill him. Yeah, he for sure is new. Maybe we'll spare him. We'll just play some song. Now, if he attacks me, I'm definitely going to kill him, but... What is that effect, by the way? See that blue? I don't know what that effect is. Why is Bear max? Because of Bear Form's skill. Puts them at max PDR. I can tell he's new because he's attacking zombies with a crossbow. It's gonna take literally forever. You guys are way too beefy for that. I'm usually under no mercy, but I feel kind of bad. He just, I don't know. He looks so innocent, you know? Veteran Instinct? Is that what it is? Maybe. I feel like, I like never see Veteran Instinct used, so maybe that's it. Yeah, Bear Form skill says it gives you 20% PDR, but it's actually a lie. It gives you like 30% or something. The perk is broken or it's mislabeled, one or the other. He's new because he loots pots. Maybe. No, I can tell by his movement and his actions that he's new, so I'm just gonna let him be. Everyone else I killed deserved it. He doesn't. Give him a little love tap. Well, I don't know how much honor I really have. It's more that it's not going to be very fun to kill him because I can already just tell you that he's going to lose. Wait, we can fight this guy though. He's potting. He's not new. All right, this will be more fun. It's a warlock too. Oh, but I'm cleric though. Curse of Pain doesn't do anything to me. Wait, that's great. You gave me curse. You gave me the. He gave me power of sacrifice. What a weirdo. That's crazy. Yeah, one red pot will out heal Curse of Pain, so. Alright. Perseverance is a really good perk, man. Just the I win against Warlocks perk. I mean, it literally cuts Warlock's damage in like half with Curse. Oh, he had boss loot. Oh, cool. Okay. Gotta go soon though. Selective honor? Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, that Warlock wasn't new by any means. Oh, by the way, he's playing. New players don't like pre-blue pot for the most part. How much will troll squads be? They usually are cheap in the beginning and expensive later on. If I had to guess, they'll probably be like 800 at the start of season, and then end of season they'll be like 2,000 plus, something like that. That was how it was last season, so. Sick. Yeah, if you hold on to them for a while. Yeah, Troll's Blood historically only go up in value, but it's very slow. But there's better ways to make money than Troll's Blood. There's certain items that will usually skyrocket in price very quickly. But that item is not always guessable. Sometimes it's usually different stuff every season, but there's usually something that skyrockets in price. Best barb weapon? Probably Wormhole. Wormhole has 20% armor pen, which is very, very good. Oh, did that fighter just die to a spider mummy? The fighter from earlier that I said was new. I feel like that's the fighter. That's unlucky. I guess I needed to escort him. Considering Rogue is meta, the gear is going to be expensive at every point in wipe, not just the end. Rogue is the most played class in the game, and that includes HR as well. Their gear is going to be most expensive, almost guaranteed. Just kind of how it is. It's a really good class, man. Cyclops and Troll both drop Troll's Blood. Yeah, you can get it from both. I wonder if my drops are completed. I should check really quick. 93%. Okay, so my drops are still going. Yep. I've heard that skin that you unlock is really bad, though. I heard it's like minus dex and you get like will or something. So I don't think I'll ever use it, but figured I'd grab it anyway. Well, yeah, I was gonna say, if you want good money, Troll's Pelts. Actually, not Troll's Blood. Troll Pelts, I think, usually go up in price. Early wipe, they're usually cheaper, and they only go up in price to a certain point, like sometime mid-season, and then they usually fall off a cliff. Hey, Gensel Flights. Cleric is very, very strong right now. I think what I'm playing right now is the best Cleric build in the game. I don't think anything competes with it, personally. So, yeah, I think it's very good. Your favorite class? Yeah, I kind of wish that Cleric had other build options, though, that revolved around spells. Running no Lantern, it's not worth it. The Morningstar parry isn't very good, and Lantern, like, once you get a good Lantern, the stats are better. Movement speed, damage, action speed, all that stuff on Lantern is just better. We got new quests? Wow, incredible. I stopped doing quests, but I wonder how many they unlocked. I wonder if there's Goblin Cave quests or not. Might have to take a look. Yeah, for me personally, I always run Morningstar Lantern. That's just kind of my baseline go-to, pretty much. By the way, fellas, my stream's not going to be too long today. I got kind of a late start, and I'm not going to be going too late. Just kind of a FYI. Does Mistfall Hunter have a release date for June? I might have to take a look at that and see. As far as I know, it's just sometime in June. I don't think there's any definitive dates yet. Wonder if there's any other extraction games coming out this month that I can playtest. Is anybody aware of any? Any extraction games coming for this month? Because as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's anything coming until Mistfall's beta. But I'd be happy to be wrong. You find myself getting countered by fighters that know how to parry. This build can beat parry fighters. You just have to attack correctly with the Morningstar. You shouldn't be dying to parry fighters for the most part. You should be killing them. Is another beta? So Mistfall Hunter beta is in June, but the release is in July, so it's not long after. Yeah, I talked about it earlier, Ryfo. My plan for my channel is once Mistfall comes out, that most likely is going to become my new main game. And Dark and Darker will probably be more of a secondary that I kind of just visit for updates and stuff. But as far as like my main, you know, playtime goes, it's probably going to be on Mistfall starting next month or whenever the release comes. If you're allowing a fighter to bait out your DP, then I don't think you're playing correctly. Because I have no trouble killing fighters. I don't know if that's the answer you want to hear, but it is true, I promise. You can kill fighter. This build actually counters fighters if you play right. Yeah, especially after hearing that Mistfall was making all those updates for, like, the combat, I'm very, very excited for it. So right away, what can you do? I mean, just don't fight them or chase them forever, one or the other. If you just hold a door, like, they can't push you. So you can put yourself in a permanent stalemate. Like, if, let's say I'm fighting a bow fighter, and I just sit right here. What are they gonna do? If they push, I kill them. If they don't push, then they can't kill me. So it ends up being a stalemate, which is fine. You don't have to W key every player. Just play smart. Ranger, I do that a lot for in High Roller. I play safer in High Roller, like safer / smarter, but I still like am pretty W key PvP oriented. If you're letting a player bait out your DP, then you're not what's the word I'm looking for? You're not can't think of the name. Oh, wait, he is a Troll's Blood. Wait. Troll's Blood, wait. Good. I can't push him because of the damn Skelly champ. Being griefed by a mob. Griefed by a champion, man. Also, emotes are pretty best for PvP because it makes players mad and you usually can get some free kills on them. Yeah, the more you emote, the more angry that players get, and usually you can kill them that way. I'm not even, like, I'm not even exaggerating. Emotes are actually, like, this for PvP. Well, shit, unless I'm getting, 2v1'd, but, yeah, a fair 1v1. That because of the third party, huh? Yeah, this is really unfair. I'm just being blatantly 2v1'd right now. This is like, it's like they're not even making this like subtle. This is so stupid. Wow, they're still 2v1'ing me. This is so disgusting. This is actually so gross. I'm being, like, this is such blatant teaming. This is so insane. They could at least, like, try to be subtle, you know? It's just so, this is actually so, like, this is so stupid. This is actually so dumb. Victim mentality. Talking to me? Do you not see these guys W-king me? Do you not, like, are you blind? Or are you not talking about me? Because these guys are, like, this is, like, really egregious. I'm literally still being 2v1. This is so stupid, dude. Bro is losing a fight when I have 1 HP. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, that might be the end of stream, fellas. That was, like, so disgustingly blatant. I'm glad that he got killed, but that was, like, really disgusting. Yeah, I think that might be the end, fellas. To lose a kit like that is pretty disgusting. So, GG's, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you guys next time. All right, later.